The Nike MetCon 9 is finally here, entering its 9th edition. The Nike MetCon has become the go-to training shoe for the CrossFit community. We'll be rounding up what's changed between the Nike MetCon 8 and 9. So beginning with the upper of the shoe, which looks to be a steady evolution of the cross-stitch mesh we've become accustomed to on the Nike MetCon 8. That cross-stitch mesh that ran across the medial side along the MetCon 8 shoe now looks to run across the complete upper. A notable change on the medial side and the upper of the 9s is the raised groove reinforced rectangular shaped area, most noticeable in the front of the shoe. There looks to be a wider toe box. Moving on to the outsole, here we can see big changes, the rope guard wrapping under the medial side of the shoe. Now this is a great time of year to picking up a bargain on MetCon 8, so do grab yours or the MetCon 9 with an extra 10% off at Wit Fitness using the code and link in the video description.